President Bola Tinubu has emphasized that the task of turning around Nigeria's economy from the age-long status of potential to pragmatic is well underway with the removal of fuel subsidy and unification of exchange rates. He made those comments in Abuja on Thursday while inaugurating the National Economic Council, and that's an advisory body comprising the 36 state governors, Governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, and a number of other select stakeholders. The president listed 8 priority areas for urgent attention and called for a collective framework that is capable of stimulating a buoyant economy that would meet the needs of the poor and vulnerable. Joining us at this time is Arise News analyst Dayo Sobowale to discuss those 8 priority areas and their possible impact on national growth and citizens' welfare. Good afternoon, Mr. Sobowale.
Good afternoon.
So great to have you, of course. Yes. Now, when you look at these 8 priority areas of development, do you think that all the crucial areas were covered by the president?
Well, there is no way any government will cover all the crucial areas of the needs of the polity of the government. But they are priority areas. And if you look at them, he has said Nigeria is moving now in his government from the potential to the pragmatic, which means he has come on board in a creative manner, you get me, to solve the problems and needs of the Nigerian polity, which is what he was elected for anyway. Given the removal of the fuel subsidy, the enactment of the Electoral Act, and then the new duty he has given the National Economic Council, you can say positively that he has brought creativity into governance. It's like in marketing. If you want to stay ahead of your competitors, you have to look for new ways of doing things. And then you create new products in anticipation of what customers will need, and you make your profit and laugh all the way to the bank. Tinubu has shown that, you see, he has done enough research before coming to this place. Now you can understand the context of a Milokon, which means that, he was desperate when he said that, so that he will not miss the opportunity to download what he has prepared for. Because he even said it, that it is now for government to respond to the needs of people, because they begged the electorate to put them in power, and now they must satisfy them. Apart from the unexpected removal of subsidy change, which normally I thought would be suicidal if he did it on landing, first day, and did it, but then see the reaction of the polity. He has brought on board students. He has brought on board so many stakeholders, such that with the promise of palliatives, with the prospect of bringing in new governors and decentralizing and devolving powers, you get me, and following the amendments in the Presidential Act, which has brought in new amendments that have devolved powers and brought true federalism back on board, by putting his vice president in charge and putting the governors on board. This is a new era. And his priorities are apparent: education, agriculture, security. If you list them one by one, you see that by the time he has narrated them and put them into laws, there will be a better Nigeria.
All right. Some would beg to differ, understanding that they will want to see people-centric policies, low-hanging fruits for the citizens, as against policies that certainly will probably come to fruition in the future, as against what is happening right now. Okay, but away from that,
give me an example of low-hanging policy.
Low-hanging
fruit policy?
No, the question is the big question has to stem from what they call it, fuel subsidy? And how do you cushion the effect on the average man? That's the big question, because when you look at it right now, cost of living here in Nigeria has gone off the roof. When you look at it, cost of transportation in Nigeria has gone off the roof. How do you ensure that people, because
you have not been in Nigeria.
I haven't.
Normally, look, I told people here that unless they wanted Tinubu to commit political suicide, he cannot introduce removal of subsidy on the first day, because I expected there will be uproar, there will be protests. But what has happened instead is okay, they have, even the Labour Union, they are meeting on June 19th. They have the patience to wait. Nobody envisaged that before.
Does it change the fact that, for example, of course, the minimum wage is still very, very low?
Of course.
Does it change the fact that people are finding it?
There has not been protests like you would want. You are saying as
you mentioned
the future. What do you mean by
civil
future?
disobedience?
What is doing is pragmatic and on the ground now.
No, just because there's no civil disobedience doesn't mean that people are not feeling the bite of this.
They are feeling it. They are feeling it, but unlike you, they are giving empathy to this government and giving it benefit of doubt. That's the difference. Can't you see that?
Our duty as Nigerians is not to give the government the benefit of doubt. Our duty as Nigerians is to hold the government accountable to their promises and to their campaign policies.
Thank God you are not in the NLC.
Yes.
Because even the NLC has simmered down. They're having a meeting 19th. Before I was more apprehensive than yourself when I said it, that I will be politically suicidal for Tinubu to
if the NLC has decided to be lethargic, it's not a reflection of the people. Just because the people have not taken to the streets, if they wait for Nigerians to take to the streets, that might be suicidal, because there might be no turning back. People saw how things played out when they allowed the NSAS protests actually spiral out of control.
Like the proverbial ostrich with the head buried in the sand. People are reading the papers. They are seeing government effort. They are seeing governors getting involved. They are seeing these things. Do you think that all this act is passing? All this they will have effect in the future?
Okay, Mr.
They will have immediate pragmatic effect.
Please, speaking.
And how does it help ameliorate the problems that Nigerians face in Nigeria today?
Look at the palliatives. Look at the efforts.
Please.
Look at the efforts government is making. You
cannot
just dismiss everything.
No, I'm not dismissing it. What I've just done is
don't do that.
What I've just done is to capture a part of Nigeria and capture a part of the citizenry here in Nigeria.
Even more than you, he's saying that he's feeling the pain with people. He knows that people, because for a single act for fuel subsidy, cost of living, everything has risen. He's saying is.
How does he feel it?
But they have given him. They have given him.
The big question is, how does he feel it?
Benefit of that.
We have 2 more minutes.
He can empathize, but how does he feel it?
Mr. Sobowale, we
have to form your own political party.
Please, the Bauchi State Governor.
You have to.
We have 2 minutes, please.
Party.
The Bauchi State Governor announced the setting up of a committee by NEC that's to work out the modalities for organizing and distributing the palliatives to cushion the effect of the subsidy removal. I'm just wondering what you think, what factors you think need to be considered when it comes to working out these modalities.
That's right. Now, part of the palliatives include transport subsidy for civil servants. You get me? Redistribution of benefits to cushion the effect of this thing. But the important thing is that for once, the government has come in and removed fuel subsidy. And for once, the electorate is patient enough to want to go along. It does not mean that the government is disdainful of the pain. The president said as much, that he feels the pain, but that he's here to ameliorate the sufferings of the Nigerian people and move things forward. Give him a chance.
No, now,
give him a chance.
As we try to wrap it up,
yes.
When governments say they feel the pain of the people,
Right. The president.
It is more of a metaphorical statement as a literal statement, understanding that when they mean they feel the pain of the people, how do they feel the pain of the people? Do they buy the fuel? Do they buy the fuel? Do they buy probably, maybe for the cost of a loaf of bread right now? Mm-hmm. For example, when we came to Ikoyi here, the cost of a loaf of bread in Ikoyi here was selling for about 300 naira. Yes. The cost of a loaf of bread as of today is about 850 naira. Yes. When the government says that they feel the pain of the people, no, I'm just saying that, I'm just using that as an example. So when they say they feel the pain of the people, what do they mean by they feel the pain of the people?
Which means that to solve this problem may be painful, but please bear with us. Let us endure.
That's a different statement that we feel the pain of the people.
What?
That's a different statement. That we feel the pain of the people.
What does it mean to you?
If you feel the pain of people, that means you know what it is like to gather money together to buy fuel. Of course. To probably run your generator because there's no constant light. Do you know what it...
This is government in a democracy. Politics is about who gets what, when, and how.
Yes.
And you use election to bring in people to be in charge.
True.
Luckily, you are not the one elected. It's the president elected.
Thank you, Mr.
So people will listen to their president.
All right.
Thank you, Mr. Sobowale, Rise News Analyst. We appreciate your time, as always. Thank you.